I think every driver has a dream of someday racing a Porsche. Well, my dream came true because not only did I have a chance to race for Porsche, but also with Champion Motorsport, a team that I felt the best.
Hello everyone, my name is Bill Adam and I would like to welcome you to Champion Porsche. Now for the Porsche Restoration Challenge, they break that down into 3 categories. One, an individualization where you can kind of custom build your car to whatever you want. The second class is this beauty that won last year. This is the restoration. And this year, they've decided to go into a new class, and that is the preservation class. This is where you try to save as many parts as possible to make the car original. The genius behind all this hard work, Mike Groth, good to meet you.
Pleasure to have you here.
Spectacular, in a word. A very rare car, Mike.
Oh yes. When the car first arrived, it was running quite rough. We did a full inspection, decided it would need fresh fuel and a much needed tune-up. The paint and body was also inspected. It was clear that the paint on the roof was cracked and not salvageable. It would need to be repainted, but luckily the body was straight. We performed a full maintenance on the car and then drained and replaced the fuel. Once the car was running much better, we dropped the engine and transmission. Before being sent to the body shop, the chassis was sent to cryo for a thorough cleaning with the engine and transmission soon to follow. Once the chassis arrived at Stuttgart International Auto Body, it was prepped for paint and inspected for any rust that would need to be removed. With this being a preservation class, we knew it would be necessary to preserve as much of the originality as possible. After the engine and transmission were returned from cryo cleaning, we did a leak down test and found the engine to be sound. We installed a new clutch and flywheel, remated the transmission to the engine, and performed a valve adjustment. Once the chassis was returned from the body shop, we performed a thorough inspection of all components. Anything either too worn or not factory original was replaced. Since most of these cars have been modified over the years, we were quite fortunate not to be burdened with too many aftermarket parts to replace. Once we were satisfied with both the drivetrain and chassis, we began the extensive rebuild. At this point, we replaced all the fuel lines, brake hoses, brake pads, and rotors. All the AC lines and the rear condenser were replaced as well. Of course, anything safety related like heavily worn 35-year-old seatbelts would be replaced. As the mechanical portion of the preservation was completed, we sent the car to E3 Upholstery for a long needed deep cleaning of all the leather and carpet. The final stop was to our in-house paint specialist to perform a multi-stage paint correction, including wet sanding and ceramic coating. Well, now the last question I have for you is, this thing is so beautiful. Can I drive it? Let's do it.
The Concours Club in Miami may be the perfect place to try this beauty. My gosh. You know, this is bringing back so many memories. Just gorgeous. This is just so much fun getting back to what real driving should be. There's no ABS braking, there's no traction control. It's just the purity of the car. Oh, I love this, my gosh. It drives beautifully. You know, it's hard to believe that this is 1987. It just feels so solid. You turn into the corner, it immediately responds to what you're doing. Back when this car was made, the turbos were big. You had to put your foot hard on the gas a long time before you actually wanted the power. That's the way they were. You have to appreciate what it was. Nowadays, modern electronics, turbo lag is almost a thing of the past, but it's fun to experience again. The steering is quite amazing. I think Porsches have always been noted for great steering and great brakes. And this car, even being in 1987, it still has both. Very, very accurate steering and very confidence-inspiring brakes. Oh my God, I could stay out here all day and do this. Just amazing. I want more. If that tells you anything. I mean, all of the love, it has paid off. Miraculous that a 1987 Porsche can feel this good.
I'm glad everything worked out today.
Typical Porsche, rock solid brakes,
Oh, yeah.
straight lines all the time. Now I'm shifting a gear. I thought I'd forgotten how to do it, but my God, it's fun again. Love the day. Thank you very much.
Oh, you're welcome. Thanks for coming out.
My pleasure, believe me.